Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
We head to the movies this hour. We start off with the Screen Directors Playhouse production of It Happens Every Spring, the adaptation of the motion picture starring Ray Milland. It's about baseball, which is getting underway. And this episode originally broadcast April 14th, 1950.
RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television, proudly presents...
Screen Directors Playhouse, star Ray Milland, production It Happens Every Spring, director Lloyd Bacon.
The Hollywood Screen Directors present a tale for April evenings. The motion picture baseball story, It Happens Every Spring, starring Ray Milland in his original role of Vernon K. Simpson. In the spring of the hallowed year of 39, certain financial interests met in a smoke-filled New York hotel room. Present were the czars and barons of the Great American Popcorn Trust, the insidious hot dog monopoly, and the infamous soda pop cartel. Business was off. Sales were dropping. More popcorn, hot dogs, and soda pop had to be sold. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how baseball was invented. And ever since then, it's happened every spring.
Baseball. Let Monk Lanigan tell you about baseball. It don't make no sense. For instance, take the year the St. Louis win the series. It's the first of the season, and I'm supposed to be a catcher. Only with the St. Louis, there ain't nothing to catch. Our pitchers is either getting hit halfway to Kansas City or else tossing them so wild, I need a ladder to snag them. So, one morning, I'm out in the park talking it over with Jimmy Dolan, the manager, when this guy shows up.
Hey, Mr. Dolan.
He's a real serious-looking yokel with horn-rimmed glasses, and he looks as much like a pitcher as Margaret O'Brien. But he walks up to Dolan and says,
Mr. Dolan, I am a pitcher.
And Dolan smiles, the sweet Dolan smile, and says,
Scram.
Mr. Dolan, you need a pitcher. I can win the pennant for you.
Monk, kindly make this crackpot disappear.
Okay, son, we're busy.
But I am not a crackpot.
Dolan, he says he ain't a crackpot.
He ain't a pitcher either.
Mr. Dolan, it's a simple mathematical fact. I can win at least 30 games for you.
My boy, what's your name?
Simpson.
No. I mean your first name.
Vernon. Vernon K. Simpson.
Well, Vernon.
Beat it! Ah, Dolan, why don't you give him a chance? Maybe he's got something.
I have indeed.
30 games. If you can pitch one game, I'm the Queen of Sheba.
Well, that was the year Dolan started being called Queenie. Because this guy, Vernon K. Simpson, yet, he don't look like a pitcher, he don't throw like a pitcher, but he's a pitcher. Baseball. It don't make sense.
My name name is Deborah Greenleaf, Debbie. And I think I know how Mr. Monk Lanigan feels. I mean, it's all so crazy. You see, I was engaged to Vernon K. Simpson that year, the year that St. Louis won the series. Of course, we all knew that Vernon was a fanatic about baseball, and especially about the St. Louis team, but we never dreamed that... Well, after all, he was a very steady young chemistry instructor at the university, and Father would never have given him his permission if he'd known that... Well, you can see how crazy it all is. Father is president of the university, and one morning about 7:30, Vernon rushed into the dining room while we were eating breakfast and said...
Good morning, Debbie, darling. Dr. Greenleaf, I know this is a very odd hour to call.
Why, Vernon, what are you so excited about? Look at him, Father.
Yes. That reminds me, is there any more mush?
Debbie, darling, I have to talk to your father. Dr. Greenleaf, I have to go away.
Well, before you go, please pass the mush.
Debbie, I'm sorry about leaving you, but you'll see I'm going to make enough money for us to be married.
Money? Aren't you satisfied to starve to death like any decent young university instructor?
Dr. Greenleaf, it's in connection with my university work that I'm going. That is, if you'll give me leave of absence.
Oh, Father, I'll bet Vernon has invented something.
Yes, I have, Debbie.
Well, what is it?
It's just the greatest... Well, it's a secret.
Vernon, I've watched you closely ever since you came to the university. Every spring, Vernon, you've acted a little, odd, if you don't mind my saying so.
Oh, I don't mind, sir.
That's fine. Because this here, brother, you're crazy.
Dr. Greenleaf, I'm sure I can justify myself. If only you'll give me a chance, I implore you.
Well, if it's for science...
Oh, thank you, sir. You'll never regret it. And Debbie, darling...
Oh, Vernon.
Oh, I love you.
I love you, too, and I'm going to be so lonesome.
Goodbye, dearest.
Goodbye, my darling.
Goodbye.
Won't somebody please pass the mush?
And so Vernon walked out the door. And I'm not sure of anything that happened after that because, well, all I know is that was the year St. Louis won the series.
If everyone seems to be confused, it's only natural. Because I'm Vernon K. Simpson, and of course I'm the only one who knows what really happened the year St. Louis won the series. We'll take up the story on the afternoon preceding my visit to the Greenleaf household. I was in my laboratory performing a very important experiment. As was my custom, I turned on the radio and was listening to the baseball report.
Too early in the season to pick a pennant winner, but it doesn't take an expert to peg the St. Louis squad as a loser. The major weakness is the pitching department. Manager Jimmy Dolan would give his eye teeth for one first-class hurler.
I recall a distinct twinge of anxiety for the St. Louis baseball team, and I admit my thoughts were on the diamond as I bent over a white precipitate forming in a flask. Then... baseball crashed through the window of my laboratory. I looked up just in time to see a group of children disappearing around a corner, and so I turned once again to my experiment. A shambles, a complete shambles. The ball had smashed through test tubes, beakers, flasks, and retorts, and the remains of my experiment lay in the sink. A complex mixture of Lord knows what. I pushed aside these shards of glass and picked up the baseball, which was immersed in the chemical-filled sink. Looking at it, I lost my temper and threw it at the wooden floor. And immediately found myself grasping the baseball again. A surprising fact, for although I'd thrown the ball with all my might, it had not touched the floor. I wish to add that I pride myself on my pitching ability, a faculty developed since childhood in all moments when I was not studying. So, winding up, I let fly once again at the floor. After performing several similar experiments, I came to the scientific conclusion that the unknown fluid in the sink had imbued the baseball with an amazing property. The baseball was repelled by wood. I wish I could adequately describe my feelings at that time. I poured the fluid from my sink into a bottle. A bottle that could create the greatest pitcher in baseball history. Of course, when the fluid ran out, well, I didn't dare think of that. I thought only this. If I should cut a small hole in my pitcher's mitt, if I should pour some of the fluid onto a sponge, and if I should hold that sponge so the fluid would seep through the hole and cover the surface of a baseball, no batter on earth could hit that ball because it would, of its own accord, dodge the bat. So, being possessed of an opportunity to play baseball, make a great deal of money, and marry Deborah Greenleaf, I asked for and received my leave of absence and traveled 78 miles to St. Louis, where manager Jimmy Dolan agreed to give me a practice tryout. He was doubtful, and so, I am afraid, was the kindly gentleman who was catching for me, a Mr. Monk Lanigan. The batter stepped up to the plate, and Monk called to me.
Okay, young fella, let's see what you got.
Say, who is this guy, Monk? Dolan told me to bat one over the fence.
He wants to be a pitcher. Break his heart easy and get it over with.
Watch me.
Come on, Vernon. Steam one over.
Very well. Here it comes.
Holy Ike. What kind of ball was that?
It must have been an optical delusion.
It ducked right under the bat.
Hey, Vernon, let's have that one again.
Certainly, Mr. Lanigan.
That does it. I gotta get glasses.
Yeah. You better get some for me while you're at it. I saw the same thing. Hey, Vernon, come here.
Monk, was that guy kidding?
Jimmy, sure as I'm standing here, I saw it. He throws the screwiest ball I ever seen.
Do you smell alcohol on my breath?
Nope.
I ain't drunk.
No.
But you saw that ball do what it did?
Yep.
Then you're drunk.
No, he isn't, Mr. Dolan. I can throw a ball like that every time.
Young fella, either everybody here but you is crazy, or you're crazier than all the rest of us put together. I don't know. But anyhow, you got a job.
And so it was that I, Vernon K. Simpson, by virtue of chemistry, became King Simpson, pitching giant of the St. Louis. And so it was that I turned my back upon the halls of learning simply because I discovered the secret of making a baseball go.
You are listening to the Screen Directors Playhouse production of It Happens Every Spring, starring Ray Milland and presented by RCA Victor.
April 14th, 1950, the Screen Directors Playhouse on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of the Screen Directors Playhouse. It Happens Every Spring, April 14th, 1950.
Now, back to the Screen Directors Playhouse production of It Happens Every Spring, starring Ray Milland in his original role of Vernon K. Simpson with Ted DeCorsia as Monk Lanigan.
Those of you who care to do so may check my record with the St. Louis Baseball Club during the year of which I speak. I'm known in the guidebooks, of course, as King Simpson. Suffice it to say that the St. Louis won the pennant and went into the series. The mysterious liquid accidentally concocted in my laboratory had done its work well. But if the truth be known, I wasn't happy. My mind lingered long and lovingly over the blonde and beauteous Debbie Greenleaf. And it was while I pursued these thoughts in my hotel room one day that Monk Lanigan entered.
Hiya, Vernon. How's the old
Hello, Monk.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Me? Oh, nothing. Lonesome, I guess.
Ha, I can fix that. Vernon, old pal, I'll move in with you.
Now, Monk, you don't have to do that.
Well, nice room we got here. What's this bottle on the dresser?
Monk, don't touch that.
Huh?
That's what I use on that's what I use on my head. It's hair tonic.
Oh, hair tonic. Say, who's the doll in this picture?
She is the young lady to whom I'm engaged.
It's funny you never brought her around.
Oh, I couldn't do that. She doesn't know and her father doesn't know.
What don't they know?
About King Simpson. They don't know he's me or I'm him, you see?
No.
Well, her father, Dr. Greenleaf, wouldn't have let me go if he knew what I was doing.
Let you go? Where'd he have you?
Well, Monk, I'm sorry I can't explain. But look, you're my friend, and I've got to see Debbie again. Now, she doesn't live far from St. Louis, and, well, I'm not pitching tomorrow, and Monk, I want you to cover up for me if I run up to see her.
But tomorrow's the first game of the series.
What's the difference? Jimmy Dolan says I'm supposed to rest my arm so I'll be able to pitch the final game. And besides, I'll pitch better if I talk to Debbie.
I don't know.
Please, Monk.
Okay. I tell you what you do. You go up there, but leave me the phone number so I can get in hold of you in case Dolan wants you, okay?
Okay. My train arrived shortly after midnight, and since my time was limited, I resolved to go directly to the Greenleaf home. Stealing across the backyard, I stood directly beneath what I thought to be Debbie's window and threw a few pebbles to attract her attention. Debbie! Darling! Darling, come to the window! Darling, it's Vernon. I love you.
Well, I don't love you!
Dr. Greenleaf!
What's the idea of banging on my window, you twerp?
Well, I thought it was Debbie's window, you see?
Well, why don't you use the door?
Well, I don't want to wake anybody up.
Young man, you're a lunatic. And where the deuce have you been all these months?
Well, I can't tell you.
Never mind. I'll be right down.
Vernon!
Debbie.
Oh, darling, where in the world have you been all these months? Why haven't I heard from you?
Debbie, you've got to trust me. My experiment has been a success, and so have I. We'll be able to be married, darling.
When?
After the end of the season.
What season?
The, duck season.
Well, Simpson, explain yourself.
Vernon's a success, Father. We can afford to get married now.
A success in what?
Ducks.
Simpson, after the way you've deluded us, it's a good thing you don't expect your old job
Oh,
back.
but Dr. Greenleaf, I do. I'll have to have it back when the bottle's empty.
Bottle?
I knew it. He's taken to drink.
Dr. Greenleaf, I've done nothing of the sort.
Well, then it's worse. If a dimwit like you is making money, it can't be legal.
Father!
Well, look at the facts. He runs off mysteriously and comes crawling back mysteriously, talking about his money. The man's a criminal. You can see it in his face.
Father! Answer the phone.
Criminal, that's what he is.
Oh, Vernon, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm sure it's nothing wrong.
I'm afraid your father wouldn't approve, Debbie, but believe me, it's perfectly legal.
Hey, Dillinger, it's for you.
Oh? Oh, thank you. Must be mine.
Debbie, you should have heard the voice on that thug who's calling him. I'll bet they're planning another crime right now.
Why, that's the craziest thing I ever heard of.
Well, I'm going to find out for myself. Shh.
Father, that's eavesdropping.
Sure, come on.
Well, what about it, Monk? How'd things go today? Killed him, huh? That's fine.
Now it's murder. That boy will stop at nothing.
Well, it's too bad I had to nail him at second, but I guess he's getting too old to steal anyway.
Deeper and deeper.
All right, Monk. I'll catch the next train back. I know Dolan won't expect me to start mowing him down for a few days, but if he's worried... Yes, everything's fine here. No, nobody suspects me yet. Right. Goodbye, Monk.
Oh, Vernon, how could you?
Aha! We know you now for what you are.
Murdering and stealing and mowing them
Oh,
down.
but you're making an awful mistake.
Young man, for my daughter's sake, I won't ask the police to come to this house. Kindly leave immediately. Sink back into the swamp of your criminal life.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Vernon, I still love you. Take me with you. I'll be your gun moll.
Out!
Goodbye, Debbie, darling. Goodbye.
Come on, Vernon. Snap out of it. We're due at the ballpark.
I can't, Monk. All the music has gone out of my life.
Music? Look, you ain't no piccolo player. You're a pitcher. And you've been sucking in this hotel room all through the series.
No job to go back to, branded a common criminal.
For the love of Pete, will you get a move on? Dolan's got to use you today. What with the series tied up 3-0, we got to win this one, Vernon.
Oh, very well. Monk.
Yeah?
Where's the bottle that was on my dresser?
You mean your hair tonic?
No, I mean the fluid that... Oh, yes. Yes, the hair tonic.
I lent it to a bald-headed bellboy.
You... No, you couldn't.
Well, what's the difference? You ain't playing for the house of David.
Monk, you don't understand. That bottle, I won't be able to throw a single strike.
Oh, this beats me. What do you need it for?
Because it's... Well, it's a lucky charm. I'm superstitious.
Well, I heard of rabbit's feet and elk's tooth, but hair tonic, that's a new one.
I'm ruined.
Now, look, Vernon, I'll tell you what to do. Leave everything to Monk. You get down to the ballpark, and I'll scare up that bellboy. He'll give me the bottle back, I'll bring the bottle to you, and we'll win the series, okay?
You got to get it back, Monk. You've got to get that bottle.
The series is tied up 3-3, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go into the top half of the fourth inning. St. Louis leads 4-3, but the way King Simpson is pitching today, it doesn't look as if that lead is going to last very long.
April 14th, 1950, the Screen Directors Playhouse on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. At conclusion follows these messages. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow launching the MyPillow 2.0. Now, when Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. Of course, the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, but now with brand new fabric with a temperature-regulating thread, it's the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer with my promo code Wyatt. MyPillow 2.0 is 100% made in the USA, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Use my promo code Wyatt or call 1-800-928-4715. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now the conclusion of the Screen Directors Playhouse production of It Happens Every Spring, starring Ray Milland, April 14th, 1950.
Now, look here, Simpson.
Yes, Mr. Dolan?
I don't know what's got into you today, but if it weren't for some pretty wonderful fielding, we'd be behind in this ball game instead of a run ahead.
Well, maybe you ought to take me out, Mr. Dolan.
No, sir. I'm going to take a chance on you. It's your ball game, Simpson, to win or lose. A lot of guys are counting on you. That's all. Now get out there and hold it. Hey, well, Mr. Lanigan, it's very nice of you to show up.
Have you got it, Monk?
Sure, here it is, kid. Here's your bottle of hair tonic.
Oh, thanks, Monk. And don't worry, Mr. Dolan. We're going to win this ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen anything like it. Here we are in the top half of the ninth, and King Simpson has held Chicago hitless since the first of the fourth. As if by a miracle, he suddenly got his old fire back. And right now, there are two out. The count is 3-2. Here's the stretch, and the pitch. He swings and misses. The batter fans. That ends the ball game in the series. St. Louis wins. And Oh, ladies and gentlemen, King Simpson, the winning pitcher, has just keeled over in what seems to be a dead faint.
What happened to me, Monk?
That's okay, kid. You just fainted. Boy, you won a beautiful series.
I did?
Now, take it easy. The doc's looking after
Oh,
you.
my wrist.
Yeah, you must have fallen on it. It's pretty swollen. The doc thinks it's broken. He took an x-ray.
Oh?
He'll be bringing him right out. You know, when you fell, you broke your luck, too.
How?
You broke your bottle of hair tonic.
Oh,
gentlemen.
You got the picture, Doc?
I'm afraid I have some very bad news for you, Mr. Sampson. You've suffered a linear fracture extending into the joint. I'm very much afraid you'll never be able to pitch professional ball again.
Fine.
It's all right, Monk. When that bottle broke, my pitching career was ended anyway.
Oh, that screwy superstition. That don't mean nothing. There wasn't no hair tonic in that bottle.
Well, you see, Monk. What did you say?
When I finally found the bellhop, he'd already used the stuff up, so I filled the bottle with water.
You mean no chemical? I'm really a pitcher after all?
Certainly.
I really struck those batters out? I did? Oh, no.
Vernon, my boy.
Dr. Greenleaf. Debbie?
Oh, darling, you were magnificent.
But what?
Look, you were so upset about your girl and our old man, I figured I could help. So, last night I phoned the same number you gave me when you went visiting that time.
Then they know everything?
Why didn't you tell us you were King Simpson? Always knew you were a fine young man, little eccentric.
Then you don't mind?
You mind? Why should I mind? Just because you're a little crazy? Hey, when are you coming back to the university?
Well, as soon as... Right away, if you'll have me.
Good. You got a famous ball player on the staff now. A little screwy, maybe.
Vernon, ain't you gonna kiss your girl?
Vernon, you're wonderful. Oh, Vernon.
May all our children be catchers.
And him a pitcher. You see what I mean? Baseball. It don't make sense.
This is Jimmy Wallington speaking. You have just heard the last act of It Happens Every Spring. And our star, Ray Milland, with our guest screen director, Lloyd Bacon, will be with us in just a moment. Next Friday, one of Hollywood's most charming and talented actresses brings a favorite comedy performance to the Screen Directors Playhouse. Our story is A Kiss in the Dark. And recreating her original role will be Jane Wyman with screen director Delmer Daves. And now, here again is tonight's star, Ray Milland. Ray, don't be surprised from now on if you get a few phone calls from the Dodgers every spring.
Well, I wouldn't be much help, Jimmy. I haven't any of that magic hair tonic. Besides, in spring, my fancies turn to other things beside baseball.
Oh, likely turn to thoughts of love, for example?
Oh, no, not lightly, Jimmy. I'm a very happily married man.
Well, a married man enjoys a little romance. With his wife, that is. Soft lights, sweet music and stuff.
Sweet music, but definitely. If ever a person dearly loved a motion picture, the director loved It Happens Every Spring. Upon this film, he lavished the elaborate affection that springs only from the heart of a man who is absolutely dippy about baseball. Now I'd like you to meet him, the frustrated first baseman who's created such wonderful films as You Were Meant for Me, Mother is a Freshman, and Miss Grant Takes Richmond. The director, Lloyd Bacon.
Thank you, Ray, but I'm not really such a baseball fanatic.
Well, Lloyd, you know how people talk.
I wanted to direct It Happens Every Spring because I just like baseball. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, of course not.
Doesn't make me a fanatic, does it?
Certainly not.
Oh, Ray, do you like baseball?
As a matter of fact, Lloyd, I do, yeah.
Good. You've got to come over to my place sometime.
Oh, why?
Baseballs. I've got thousands of baseballs.
I understand, Lloyd. You're just a guy who puts his heart into the game. And fortunately for us actors, you direct your pictures the same way. So, Lloyd, if you'll have me in another film, I'll do better than visit you and your baseballs.
You will?
I'll bring my bat with me. Good night, Lloyd.
Good night, Ray.
And good night to you, Ray Milland and Lloyd Bacon. Remember next Friday, Jane Wyman in A Kiss in the Dark with screen director Delmer Daves. Brought to you by RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television. It Happens Every Spring was presented through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox, producers of the Technicolor musical Wabash Avenue, starring Betty Grable and Victor Mature. Ray Milland will soon be seen in the Paramount picture Copper Canyon. Lloyd Bacon recently directed a forthcoming Columbia Pictures production, Kill the Umpire, starring William Bendix. Included in tonight's cast were Eddie Field, Parley Bear, Ted DeCorsia, Dan Riss, Frank Nelson, Ann Diamond, and Frank Barton. It Happens Every Spring was adapted for radio by Richard Allen Simmons. And original music was composed and conducted by Robert Armbruster. Screen Directors Playhouse is produced by Howard Wiley and directed by Bill Karn. Portions of the program were transcribed. You are invited to listen again next Friday when RCA Victor presents
Screen Directors Playhouse, star Jane Wyman, production A Kiss in the Dark, director Delmer Daves.
Stay tuned for Jimmy the Great Rupert Durante on NBC.
April 14th, 1950, Screen Directors Playhouse on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, thanks to Ted at RadioMemories.com for providing us this episode of Lum-and-Abner, April 14th, 1953.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot-em-down store. This is Lum-and-Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge.
Hello, folks. This is Dick Huddleston, reminding you that if you're a good guesser, you can get some canned goods pretty cheap at the Jot-em-down store. You see, Cedric washed all the labels off the cans accidentally, but our two resourceful friends came up with the idea of switching their anniversary sale to a grab bag sale. Guess what's in the can? You get it free. Guess wrong, and you pay. And business is humming, too. And the beauty of it is hardly anybody's guessing right. Like Miss Pomeroy, for instance, who's just leaving the Jot-em-down store. Yeah, goodbye, Miss Pomeroy. Better luck next time. Doggy, she bought 5 cans of stuff and never guessed what was in a single one of them.
Oh, this is the greatest one-idea we've ever had, Abner. If business keeps up this way, we're going to have to put on some extra help. I can see that.
Yeah. You know, folks is coming in here that never bought groceries before in their whole lives from us. Well, old man Thatcher there, for instance. He never set foot in here before in his life. His woman always done the buying, you know. He might not considered it a disgrace for a man to step inside of a grocery store.
Well, it's just that idea of trying to get something for nothing, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's a peculiar thing about folks always looking for a chance to get something free no matter how much it costs them.
Well, now take Maud Toops. She ain't got no use for groceries. She always takes her meals at the boarding house. But she was in twice already today buying and guessing. And missing.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh, they all miss.
Yeah, there's one thing I've been aiming to talk to you about. I don't think you ought to laugh so loud every time a customer opens up a can and finds they've guessed wrong. That don't look right, Ed.
Well, what's wrong with it? That's how we make our money off this grab bag sale. If they guess right, why, then they get it free and we lose.
Yeah, I know that, but I still think you ought to be careful. Leastways, don't jump up and down and shout, hooray.
What do you want me to do?
Oh, kind of act like you're sorry because they had such bad luck.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do, especially when it's somebody like Miss Seastrong. She always thinks she's so dad-blame smart. Did you hear what she said when she was in here a while ago? She guessed cherries, and when the can was open, why, it turned out to be asparagus. She hollered out, "That's what I meant!" Stood right there and tried to make me believe that she guessed asparagus.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant about laughing at them. See, folks don't like to be a loser, Abner, and it don't make them feel no better to have you stand there guffawing, laughing and carrying on. So after this, try to keep a straight face and act like you're surprised they missed. That'll make them feel like they'll surely hit it right the next time.
Yeah, they won't, though, I know that. There just ain't no way in the world of telling what's in them cans, long as the labels is off of them.
Oh, I don't know now.
How's that, Grandpap?
I heard what you feller said.
Thought you was reading the almanac there.
I was, but I couldn't help hearing what you're saying. I don't see what's so hard about guessing what's in them cans.
Could you do it?
Well, sure I could.
Oh, prattle. If somebody that knows the grocery business as good as Dick Huddleston can't do it, I know you couldn't.
Where's Dick over here?
Everybody's been in here. This is the greatest business we ever did. You know, at one time there, the store was so crowded, me and Lum had to get on the counter. Oh, Doggis, another customer.
Yeah, howdy, Ulysses. How are you today?
Yeah, okay, Lum.
Come on in, Ulysses, and try your luck.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead, take your pick. Look around the store, pick out any can on any shelf, and if you can guess what's in it, don't cost you a cent. Otherwise, it'll cost you a quarter.
Yeah, okay, Lum.
Of course, you get what's in the can regardless.
Yeah, okay.
Take your time.
Okay.
No hurry.
There's a nice-looking can sitting right there, Ulysses. Might try that one.
All right, don't tout him on nothing, Abner. Let him make his own choice.
Wish somebody'd take that one. I'm just dying to know what's in it.
Well, why don't you buy it yourself, then?
Oh, I'm too smart to fall for a deal like this.
Abner, watch what you're saying.
Huh?
Have you made up your mind, Ulysses?
Yeah, I believe this one's okay.
All right, fine. Now all you have to do is guess what's in it.
Okay.
Go Go ahead and shake it or rattle it or do anything you want to.
Did you bring a jar or something along with you, Ulysses, so you can pour whatever it is into that? We got to open it up, you know.
Well, that's all right. We've got some jars here we'll sell you. It'll cost you 10 cents.
Okay.
Well, what do you think's in it?
Well, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Sloshes around quite a bit here.
Yeah, so what's in it?
I don't know.
Well, you gotta guess something.
Okay. Plums.
No, that's wrong.
Hash up, Grandpap.
Well, I can tell you right now, there ain't no plums in that can.
Why, you can't know such a thing.
Plums, is that it, Ulysses?
Well, now, wait. Maybe I better change that. Grandpap says that's wrong.
Oh, don't listen to him. He don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you can change your mind if you want to, Ulysses, but I sure wouldn't put no dependence in what Grandpap says.
Okay. I'll say it's sliced peaches. Apricots.
Grandpap, will you hash up and let Ulysses make up his own mind?
Yeah, you better settle on something here, Ulysses. What do you want to call it now?
Plums.
All right, plums. Abner, open it up.
All right.
Yeah, let's see if we got a lucky winner this time.
Yeah, okay.
I can tell you right now, you ain't.
Grandpap, you just stick to your reading there, and we'll run the grab bag sale.
Hurry up, Abner.
Well, I am. Let me get hold of the lid here.
Shoot the top off quick.
I'm getting it. Ha, ha, ha!
What's in it?
Hooray! It ain't plums.
Abner, watch yourself.
Now, what is it?
Yeah, what's in there, Abner?
Why, it's, that's juice of some kind. Looks like grapefruit juice. Don't smell like it, though.
Well, here, let me see it.
Yeah, just wait. Let me taste it first, then I can tell.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, my, it ain't grapefruit juice. It's good, though. Here, you try some, Lum.
Yeah, it sounds like it to be. Well, you carrying on?
Well, I might not choked on it there. I gulped too much.
Say, that is good.
Yeah, whatever you got, Ulysses, it's awful tasty.
Familiar, but I just can't place it.
Me neither. Let's see. Let me have another little taste.
Yeah, go ahead. We want Ulysses to know what he's bought.
Sure.
By the way, Ulysses, that'll be 25 cents, as long as you missed.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, and 10 cents for the jar to carry it home in.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Abner. Don't drink so much of it.
Oh, I know what it is, Lum. Just can't think of the name of it, though.
Well, here, let me try it again. I know I can get it.
We had some of that about 6 years ago. Now, what's that stuff called?
Oh, I think I know what you mean, Abner. Sure, it's got a long name.
Here, let me try it once more.
Yeah. Comes from the Hawaiian Islands.
Hey, you never left none of it for me here. Look there, Lum, it's all gone.
I know now, I know. Pineapple juice.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you got, Ulysses.
Yeah, too bad you never guessed it, Ulysses. Well, maybe you'll have better luck next time. Drop in and see us again.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's the jar you bought.
Okay.
To see you later, Ulysses, old boy.
Yeah, so long, Ulysses.
Ain't such a business we're doing. I don't know why we never thought of this years ago. Be rich by now.
Doggers, it's fun, too. Sort of like playing a game. And the best part of it is we never lose. Nobody can guess what's in them things.
Well, my only trouble is I ain't never hungry at night after I go home.
Well, Lum, you sample everything that somebody buys in here. I'll bet you've had 10 gallons of stuff today. Just let me take one little bite, Miss
Jimmy,
Pomeroy.
I can tell you what's in them cans.
Oh, stop bragging on yourself,
Well, I can
Grandpap.
do it. I don't know what's the matter with folks around here. Must be blind.
Just mind your own business, Grandpap. Read your almanac and don't get mixed up in something you don't know nothing about.
You know, Abner, I was just thinking, if business keeps up the way it's been going, we're going to run out of canned goods before we know it.
Doggers, that's right. What'll we do, order another batch of canned goods and tear the labels off?
Well, I don't know. I kind of hate to do that. It sounds like cheating, but we're going to need some more stuff, though. And this grab bag idea is the best thing we've ever run into. But on the other hand, it seems like a shame to take perfect good canned goods and tear the labels off of
Say,
them.
Lum, don't they have some damaged stock or something there at the wholesale house? Cans that's got dents or the labels half off and all that?
Granny's, that's right. They'll sell that stuff pretty cheap, too.
Sure.
Glad to get shut of it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going into the county seat right today and go to the wholesale house and buy up every single can of damaged stock they got in that place.
Are you going today?
Fact is, I'm leaving right now. There's the mail hack over in front of Dick's place, and if I hurry, I can catch a ride on that right now.
Sure.
Throw me my hat there, Abner.
Yeah, all right. You be back tonight, won't you?
Oh, sure. Reckon you can handle things here all right by yourself?
Yeah, Grandpap can help me. Good luck, Lum.
Well, if I don't call you tonight, I'll see you first thing in the morning. So long.
So long. You hear that, Grandpap? Me and Lum's getting into big business now.
Uh-huh.
Nothing small time about us. Did you ever see a better idea than this one we got here?
I don't see it's such a good idea. I just don't see why folks ain't able to guess what's in them cans.
Well, how can they guess? The labels is off. You can't see through them, you know.
Yeah, well, why does that make so much difference? I know I could guess without no trouble.
I'd love to see you try it.
All right, I'll do it.
All right, go ahead, Smarty. Just pick out any can in the store and tell me what's in it.
I'll go you one better than that. You pick it out, and I'll tell you what's in the pigeon-toed thing.
All right, sir. That one right there.
String beans. Ha! Now go ahead and open it up, and you'll see I'm right.
That's just what I'm doing. And if there's string beans in here, I'll eat that almanac of yours page by page.
Well, I hope you worked up a good appetite then. Hurry up and get it open.
I'm getting it.
What do you see in there?
Well, I'll be dead blamed. It is string beans.
Why, natural.
I Dogus, how did you know that, Grandpap?
Simplest thing in the world. Do it every time. Here's the almanac. Get to chomping on it. I'm having string beans for my supper. So long, Abner, old boy.
April 14th, 1953, Lum-and-Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. And visit Ted at radiomemories.com if you want to get good-sounding classic radio programs for your collection. Radiomemories.com. Radiomemories.com. Shows on cassette, CD, or on flash drive for your computer. Thank this station, support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allow us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. Miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. All of our shows are available at classicradio.stream. Classicradio.stream. Stream our shows. Learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. We do produce, by the way, 21 hours of classic radio theater each and every week. You can find our social media links. You can find podcast information. You can also buy me a coffee. The Buy Me a Coffee helps us acquire additional classic radio collections and helps us maintain our distribution channels. That's at classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all of your friends the greatest radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.